Appreciate you, DJ.
Great. Now, let's not bury really the sort of the most important thing, a funnel that's working. Most people try funnels and never really succeed. I have failed numerous. I mean, every 5 years or so, I'll get all excited. I'll hire some marketing expert who focuses exclusively on online course creators. And I'll end up spending 6 figures. Every time it ends up being an unmitigated disaster. I have been very successful on existing platforms where they do the marketing, places like Udemy. But obviously there are people who sell on their own platforms and sell courses for, $1,000, $25,000. They've figured it out. Are you able to help someone who, let's say, has a really successful consulting practice, maybe a speaking business, and are venturing into products the first time, whether it's a course, whether it's a book or something else, and build their funnel to get it working and successful?
No, I do not build funnels. I've got a developer on staff that's been working for me since 2006 or 7. Really sharp guy. The one recommendation that I'd have, I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can learn by yourself. Build a WordPress site, install Elementor, some basic stuff to make a really great looking site. But you mentioned something that's completely different from what I typically focus on. I'll teach people to focus on owning your traffic. So maybe you're sending them to YouTube. Say, hey, go watch this video on YouTube. But if you send them to yoursite.com, guest name, / guest name with the YouTube video on there, they still see the YouTube video, but now you own the traffic that's coming to your website. So if you're trying to build a funnel, there's all kinds of great funnel building software out there. But again, I would recommend doing that on your own website. You can install software, make sure that you're sending people to yourname.com or your URL rather than whatever the coursecreator.com / some random URL. Make sure you own the incoming traffic.
Media landscape is changing every day, sometimes every minute. What worked, 20 years ago didn't work 15 years ago, doesn't work last. It's constantly changing. I mean, there was certainly, you and I are old enough to remember early 2000s, blogging was a big thing. Then things switched to social media. YouTube is still very successful for a lot of people, but it seems to be much harder to break in. Anytime you get in early on a platform, what platform are you most excited about? You mentioned Fire TV, and I've certainly heard of it. I've gotten pitched on it before. I've never actually watched it, to my knowledge, Amazon Fire, nor have I heard of anyone saying they sold a lot. How do you get the mix right between trying new media, because you never know what could be the next Twitter, and if you get in early, it's a gold mine, versus things that can be time wasters and frankly can just be, stroking someone's vanity? And I would ask you, related to that, what's the value of getting an ad in Times Square that maybe people see for half a second and forget? It's nice for my ego to say, hey, I've been in Times Square. How do you actually quantify the value of that, as well as doing something like Amazon Fire TV?
That's a great question. And I love that you call out your guests, like when there's something where, if I'm a guy that's selling, going, hey, I get you on Amazon Fire TV and it's going to generate all these leads. I mean, not Amazon Fire TV. I mean, I can get you on the 96-foot billboard in Times Square and it's going to generate these leads. I don't know that anybody has ever sold anything off of that. You'll see Reese's peanut butter cups advertises in between our ads real often. That's something where they're making money because you can walk right into the convenience store across the road there, grab a Reese's that you just saw on the screen. Somebody is typically not spending thousands of dollars because they just happen to see something one time on the screen. What that does is the credibility. So yes, it makes you feel good. I've had guys, people fly out and stand in front of the billboard and have their family and friends all stand there, somebody taking pictures of them. So it looks cool. That is for generating the credibility. So again, do not spend money on something like that if you don't already have the website that's generating the traffic, that's making money. Now you put up that YouTube video. We do this with every person that advertises too. We'll give you a video clip of you and all these different videos running along that you can embed in your site.